Any one of you can record.
Oh, okay.
It's not a special.
I'm just gonna
it's not
turn
a
my
special
video off for a second because I'm gonna eat my hamburger.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, did you hit? Oh, get it to respond to me to do something. It's showing me the little 3 little dots that you can put on my tablet that I can click on, which then gives me options of different things, and it's not responding.
You're doing my thing now.
Right. What? I'm not even seeing what I look like, but I take it you can see me as well as hear me?
No, we don't see you. We see ourselves in an image next to each other now.
All right, well, somebody hit the record button.
I did.
And okay, well, it's not even showing me that it's recording, but it's showing. Is it showing up in the left top corner record?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Maybe at some point it might show me. Let's see what's that. Okay. Everybody take a nice breath in, hold, and then release. This is Radio Wha'Nitah with HJR Seminars LLC, HJR Gridkeepers Seminar class. Start the Q&A for the class starting in September 2021. Online 6-month class. And this is So I wanted to start out. Hey, are you guys still there? Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. It just, okay, good. You're still here. Okay, good. It's totally not showing me anything. It dropped back to the, oh, I know why it did that. Did it, what if I do that? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. We're going to start out, which I think is very appropriate. I wanted to do the harmonizing meditation, but I wanted to just kind of just talk a little bit about the creation of the harmonizing meditation, which was really the starting point for me before I even created the harmonizing journey to realignment, was originally the meditation. And the meditation that we're going to get ready to do is focusing in on the relationship with your body and how you're interconnected with the body and the earth, and bringing yourself, your soul spirit, in your whole complete manifest expression here to be fully present. And one of the things is our hands. You start with the hands because that's what you identify with the most. You know your hands. You look at your hands all the time. You reach out and touch things with your hands. You write with your hands. You eat with your hands. So when you start, I have hands, and breathing in, feel that. And you bring it into the arms and shoulders, into the head, into the pineal. And you bring it down your spine, into your hips and pelvis. Is your point of power, your seat of power is in your raw center, and it's all in that area. So you bring it into that, and then you bring it down your legs, and then you feel that connection to the earth. You feel that connection to, to the floor, to what you're sitting on. So you're really starting to really feel and be present to your surroundings. Okay, and connect to that. and you feel that connection all the way into Aurora Earth Core, or into the Earth Core, we've been able to connect into something called Aurora Earth, which is part of what I consider a bypass system to not have to go through the reverse mechanics of this particular time matrix, that has a direct line to connecting back into your spirit plasma body or self. And so and it's a reality that was created over a period of time through Slider's material, and then now even more with the KDDLs, of really getting to know who we are as spirit, not just a white body structure, because that's what this time is about, but really getting into the core mechanics of who we are as the Alpha is. And that's something that you can't use words with. It's something that you just have to, oh, hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, dear.
Together has been enabled for this call. Okay, so whoever did that, I guess, helped out. So, awesome. If I touch my tablet, it won't mess me up. Okay, so awesome. So yes, making that presence, making that connection into who we are as the all that is, God's first eternal, Aya, and it's something that words are not going to touch it at all. And feelings are a step in that right direction. The fiery spirit of our being goes in that direction when we take action in expressing ourselves, whatever way that is. That's bringing that through. So that was part of the creation of the, and it's harmonizing, right? Bringing all those parts together. And then when you start making that physical connection, and then that spirit connection, and then what it eventually came into is more of the clan family of our multidimensionality, bringing those expressions through, and they all harmonize into this time-space reality where we're at, where you're at right now. You can travel through the neural network pathways of your eternal mind, right? Through the energy science and energy lines of the power grid structure, which we know are interlocking grids built up of many conscious, aware QAnon codes that we call, but the smallest units of consciousness, which is the elementai that I've been talking about, the creator being, and what's going on with that, but this is a way of organically connecting. And then I incorporate what I call the self-empowerment principles of awareness that over a number of years would bring through a little bit of information about them, because it's not about finding, there's not just the, there's not the perfect way for everybody. I know that there's the right way, or from the Oriental perspective, we have the virtues, we have all these different things of how supposedly you can be perfect, but depending upon what your template core is created upon for your own unique elementai experience, those things may or may not work, or variation or combination. But I found with the self-empowerment principles of awareness were ways to kind of work with and flow with this connection to your body and the earth and the whole multidimensionality, to feel out that connection and get stabilized in it. And then once you know your template and how you work, you can then pick and choose of all these other modalities what's going to fit and work for you. So that's kind of that background. So let's go ahead. I guess we lost some people. Paula and Michael hopefully will join again. I don't know, Johan, if you can get back into the chat and maybe give them a quick message that I am officially back for the moment online. And they can join back into the conversation, because bless their hearts, I don't blame them, I'd be too. Okay, and I know you can quickly do the harmonizing meditation very easily, because you know it by heart. And again, this is also a recording for people down the line that will see this in the next few weeks or so to find out if they would like to take this class. As well as, I don't stress near enough that I do private sessions and ongoing sessions. There's an introductory session that I do, and then which I just have gotten over and over again working with my Guardian Alliance team, Alhambra team, that there's a certain protocol and steps because of all the issues in this particular time matrix. It's really important to go through certain steps to connect into your quote unquote pod space or plasma spirit body mechanics, because as it normally takes lifetimes actually to make this connection as a Messiah Hana, and we're doing it within a very short period of time. So we really need to at least follow a particular way of doing it. And you can, I have a recording of it. Obviously, when you become a member of my email, you get the handwritten, or not handwritten, the ebook copy of it, as well as an audio recording, although I'm probably going to need to update that. And I did actually recently for the Harmonizing Journey with Wha'Nitah series. So we have that, but I know I need to do more with that, make it more official. But I have a feeling I'm still going to update it even more. People keep talking about you should certify this. Well, I'm not really ready to do that yet. It's still evolving and growing and getting deeper and stronger and more depth. So okay, there's that. All right. So I'm getting it's we need to connect in and do the meditation and then flow into some other stuff, especially since we started a little late. Hopefully people are not having to rush at the end of at 1 o'clock. Well, 1 o'clock. All right. So nice and comfortable, sitting in the chair, breathing in, and the breath is so key. The breath is how we manifest. The breath is how we charge, rejuvenate, evolve. Oh, everybody needs to get on mute. When I get in this space, I can't think of names, but I apologize. But everybody make sure they're on mute as I'm getting back feed. Thank you, Sabina. Sabina. Okay, I know Oshiwa. Me as Oshiwa is coming in when I can't get names. Thank you. Hey, Michael. Good. Okay. All right. Yes. You want a nice deep belly breath where you're breathing into, well, your belly, your abdomen, and then release. You almost might even want to put your hands on your belly just to feel your breath in your belly go up as you breathe in, down as you go down as you breathe out. First, focusing in on your hands, breathing in, you have hands. And you can want to kind of move them a bit, feeling them. Draws you back into your body, especially for those people that are very ungrounded. You want to stay stable and grounded in your two plate. Talk more about that. Breathing in, you have arms. And breathing in. Shoulders, breathing in. And breathing out. Neck, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing into your head, breathing into your pineal, turning your eyes towards your third eye. Hold. Thank you, whoever PA is. Glad you joined. Just for now, can you mute? Because I'm getting back feed. And we're just doing something called a harmonizing meditation. Patricia. Okay, thank you, Patricia. Yeah, just if you can mute for now and we breathed in, and you'll probably want to watch this from the beginning because I talked about some stuff. We breathed into our hands, our arms, our shoulders, with nice deep belly breath, just really tuning into our body, our neck. Now we're breathing into our head, into our pineal, holding the breath, turning our eyes towards our third eye, focusing, hold, 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 and then release. And then breathing in, we have a spine, feeling energy going as we breathe out down the spine. Connecting into our hips and pelvis, breathing in, we have hips and pelvis, holding the pelvic floor, really breathing in, hold, and then release. And then breathing in, we have legs, breathing out, knees, breathing in, and breathing out, ankles, breathing in, and breathing out, feeling that connection to the floor, breathing in, and breathing out. Feeling how you're connected to what you're sitting on, breathing in, and breathing out. Feeling how the floor is connected to the earth, breathing in, and breathing out. Earth, you feel the energy going in the earth, going all the way down into the water earth floor, breathing in. Hold in that energy of that core of the earth, hold. And then breathing out. Feeling that energy flowing back up, 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 connecting, coming to the floor, into the earth, into the floor, into your bottoms of your feet, breathing into the bottoms of your feet, breathing out, breathing again into the bottoms of your feet, but this time breathe down 6 inches. So breathing in, out. Breathing into 6 inches below your feet, you will breathe another 6 inches down to make it 12. Feel a nice popping sensation. Feel a pale silver, crisp, liquid, crisp, rainbow crystal plasma frequency, effervescence flowing up, going into the bottoms of your feet, flowing up through your central body current, up through your cellular structures, some areas that may stay focused, but it overall flows up and out the top of your head. Just feeling it flowing all the way out and up to deep space, and just holding the intention of connecting into the Christ star above from which we all came from, feeling that energetic connection, breathing into it. Oh, and again, anything and ever of any processes that we do, if there's any time you feel uncomfortable with anything, you just say, stop, I don't want it. and maybe try it another time or whatever. But yeah, always free will, respect. All right, feeling that beautiful energy coming back down. Coming up, down through your crown, through your central body, breathing it into your heart area, your hands in your posture in front of your heart, and also feeling it kind of connect into the tip of your sternum. Breathe into that tip of energy, into the tip of the sternum as well, holding that energy, feeling that rainbow crystal, intention feeling a rainbow crystal with your sternum, hold, hold, hold. And then on the out breath, you will release it into the cells of your body and all around you. Sorry about that. It's an audio thing catching my cord. Right. Just take a few moments just to tune in and feel how you're grounded to the floor. Okay, you're grounded to the earth, but you also feel your consciousness kind of expanding up, and you feel your field integrity increase around you, and you just feel like something opened up in the top of your head. Keep breathing and just hold the intention, whatever's comfortable for you. I would like to connect with my personal clan, eternal spirit, clan family, my higher self, my inner being, my all that is, and just feel that presence kind of coming in and coming in around. And obviously, for those that connect with your pod space, you can go through all those steps to make sure you get that going. And that really expands it and deepens it, obviously. I'm just going to, as you kind of embody this energy, just kind of continue talking, following my inspired action as I go. It's interesting, very interesting, actually, I just have to say, make sure I keep, okay, 12:45, okay, 12:45, okay. Does anybody have to go in 15 minutes, or can people stay another, after that, like stay like a half an hour longer? Because I apologize, I had a little technical difficulty. It's interesting, I didn't quite have the particular problems that occurred, but they seemed to happen, and then I just relaxed into it, as everybody noticed, and just people were at least able to hear me, so I just kind of relaxed and went with it, and it ended up where here I am. You can see me, and we've got it recording, so it's all good. And oopsie, we lost Patricia. That's okay. I guess she said I guess she can't stay. That's a shame. Okay. Oh, yeah. But I just wanted to at least name some of the SEPAs. Or actually, no, don't do that. Okay. This is the book for the class. It actually got updated to HJR Gridkeepers Seminar. Re-embodied the essence of one of these days, and the cover's different, but for people. And I wanted to make sure, just to sort of get the when people are trying to like find out about the class, that when they go online, they have in the beginning there's a little introductory video that I did last year that I get a lot of background about me in Harmonizing Journey to Realignment. Read through talking about those previous Q&As for you, because there's always new information in each one. I also did a SEPA practice session recording, so that's kind of partly why I'm not going to do too much energy into that. And I did talk a little bit about their background. But you can also, I have some practice sessions that we do in the back of the book and we do in class. But they're all, each time we do variations of different things. But you can go back through the class. And of course, a little bit of a picture of the new workbook. And with this, you know, obviously you get the workbook and you have access, so as long lifetime access, excuse me, lifetime access of the, as long as I have the class going, of the previous recordings, and I have them now in playlists for like session 1, 2, 3 on up. So people can just go through each, even before class, that session 1 starts or 2 or whatever, you can go through the other ones and really get the insights and information and activations that occurred for each of those, and whether you do them before or after, sometime that works for you, obviously. So you have that, and we have 2 private sessions, one in the beginning, one at the end. The one in the beginning, you can tune into what is it that you want to accomplish in 6 months, right? And whatever that is, you can make a commitment with yourself and priorities and focus, and as well as, like, if you haven't had a session yet, you can do either your introductory session for those people, ongoing people, where you can just tune right in and really connect in. Because at this point, when you're doing this, you're connecting with your clan family, so you can then kind of really feel them come in and say, okay, we, right? Not just the little I, but the big I, the whole harmonized version of you can say, okay, this is what we want to focus on for these next 6 months. This is where we want to grow. These are some things we want to accomplish together. And that's kind of different, you know, than some of the other things out there. So that's very powerful to do that. And then the ending session at the end is, okay, 6 months occurred, I did this, I learned this, I did that, I moved forward, I blah, blah, blah. Okay, what do we want to do moving forward with our life? And I go and do that. And both of those are $200 in value, that's included. Also, during the first session, I also like to do the soul realignment method of determining what your individuated template is, how you receive vital life force energy. Sometimes I may go a little bit deeper and kind of get maybe some things or blocks or stuff that kind of come up. But the main thing is what your template is in your family of origination. And so you kind of have that awareness of that. And I like to include that. Okay. And then I'll also be sending you first, as at this point in this class, as an ebook, the schedule of giving you twice a month, basically every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3 weeks, depending upon holidays and different things that may interfere, but pretty much 2, maybe 3 times a month that we meet for about 2 hours. Online, Skype seems for me to work better right now than other stuff. So, so yeah. And as we kind of scroll down, I have another YouTube playlist of the mechanics behind harmonizing your nature realignment. So that's really helpful too, to get that background coming in. What the heck is all of this? So that's good. And I do it explaining in my way. Obviously, you can go more technical, and I totally, support, people going to arrays production and getting it straight from the horse's mouth as well. The age actually on the beam arrays now. But yeah, I basically go through in a very more simplified form. Okay. And again, there's a little section that I talk about the Guardian Alliance of the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, IAFW, of the Emerald Order Multidimensional Clan Holy Order Unified Sacred House of One. These many races of beings live by an egalitarian cooperative, did I say that right? Cooperative through co-creative agreements that are based upon principles of law of one, communion, and genuine non-patriarchal Melchizedek Cloister Maharata Inner Christus teachings. And that was from Voyagers 1, Sleeping Abductees by Ashiana Dean, now Arrayas, page 158. So that's why I also stress the law of one. This is the core original teachings of the law of one. It's, and again, and I talk about in the class, it's, again, it's not a religion, not how you learn to be redeemed or any of that stuff. It's a science of creation mechanics, really, and how we all, as elementai conscious aware beings, have been co-creating together as to harmonize as the all that is as eyes, and all these eyes of identity harmonize and expand out as the one big mind of the eternal mind of the all that is. And again, that's one of those things that you cannot have. I said words, but those words are meaning. And the class is about, in each steepa, somehow, I don't know why, but it does, I've been finding over a period of time, each of these steepas experientially, we go into the pod space, like these guys knew years ahead, that what I was going to be doing. It just harmonizes, it just brings it through. It just brings it through. The understanding, the awareness of the ahas come through with this class. There's a lot of it that still comes through with the sessions, private sessions. That happens too. It's very powerful, making that personal connection. But and growth for personal things, that you want to get through or work out or do or accomplish in your life. Private sessions are awesome, but there's something about this class that just expands your whole world even more, as well as the fact that I'm called Gridkeeper because of, again, that co-creative, connected elementai, conscious aware mind, eternal mind of being, perpetually renewing expression. That so we're keepers of our body, in our soul, and in the world holographic reality we create around us, which includes the whole world and universe. And the more we can become aware of that, and how everything that's in our reality is part of our created template, and we can learn how to be mindful of that, aware of that, heal whatever parts of the template have gone in awry, and get it back to its organic state or its organic origins of its expression of the eternal mind. I also have testimonials section, so people can read some of the testimonials from the class members, as well as just testimonials from private sessions as well. Okay. Oh. Yeah, and I get bit more in the background of information. Again, I'm in no way at all affiliated as HJR Wha'Nitah, Harmonizing Journey, HJR Seminars, with the Arrays Productions. I love all their work. I utilize a lot of to create Harmonizing Journey, realignment. I utilize a lot of the sliders material, particularly the later ones, 11 and 12, and I've been bringing in a lot of the PDDL material, and just through that connection of those beings from that information and my own personal, whatever that is, for Wha'Nitah, the Wahs, or She-Wah, there's some of the slider material here, slider 7, that talks about the She-Wahs. That's part of my lineage connection. So yeah, I bring that through just in my own unique way. So that's what I'm about. Okay, so I think, yeah, another testimonial, and then there's a section that just goes through the schedule, the date and stuff, and you can go through, make sure those dates can work. You don't have to make it to every class, but you know, they're recorded, so you can catch up. But you want to try to make it to most of them because, well, you paid the money for it, and honestly, when you're there present and participating, it's a whole new experience. It's different than just doing the recording. You get the benefit, energetic benefit with the recording, but you don't. There's something about being there and talking to people, and I got this, and yeah, I got that. And if you see something similar to what somebody else saw, you can go, oh, okay, I saw that, I experienced that, I've got that, and so that empowers you. So then you can grow on that. So that's kind of the power of meeting as a group. Class again starts September 11th. And again, it's also like at the most 10 to 15 people, but really it's a handful, small group of people right now. So it's really, you can really shine in this class. Okay? And that's kind of part, yeah, really shine. And September 1st, 11:59 p.m. EDT is the cutoff for registration. The cost is, which really, considering everything, $1,200 for 6 months. Of what I know some of these other classes are, it's that are for much shorter periods of time, for actually more than that. This is really a pretty powerful value. You can right now do a deposit of $100 and then pay the $1,100 on September 8th. Okay, via email to PayPal invoice, or you can of course pay the $1,200 now. Or instead of paying the $1,100 now or the $1,200 on September 1100 on September 8th, you can do a 3 monthly payment of $370 payments, 3 of them. The first one due September 8th, again via email, PayPal invoice. If you choose that, just email HJR Wha'Nitah at katie@harmonizingjourney.com, letting me know you want the 3 payment option. And then of course it shows on here, you have the both paying it in full or paying the deposit right now. Okay. And also, because sometimes people get confused, I don't know why, some people get confused. When you click on the PayPal button, and it's even showing there's options to pay with a credit card. You scroll down and it'll have a pay with credit card options. So then you click on that and then pay with your credit card. So you don't just have to pay with PayPal. and if okay too, if you haven't become subscribed to my email list, you can do that. Thanks for that down at the bottom. And also, I'm kind of getting to the point. It seems like it's working on my website. If you want to subscribe to that, so when I be posting blog posts, you guys can comment on those and like it and stuff like that. Okay. With that, I don't want to put it in any of my two students on that I know that at least I know Johan knows. But if Sabina would like to kind of any of you two would like to talk about your experience with the class and what you've gained, you know, kind of what you were coming in to do and what maybe some of what you've accomplished and just your feeling about it and maybe even some of the struggles you had starting out, but then as you move through it, you work through some stuff and it's starting to really flow. Just whatever you want to do. Again, you don't have to show yourself physically, but if you wanted to with audio, you know, kind of talk a little bit would be awesome. So either one of you, Sabina or Johan. But if you do it, Sabina, you need to get yourself off of mute. We're not doing too bad. It's only about 4 minutes after 1.
Yeah, to speak about what I accomplished, all this.
Whatever you just feel like you want to share to others, like yourself, who you think would benefit from taking the class, what you'd like to share to them, to those people. Think about them and what you'd like to share.
Yeah, for me, it is paramount of importance. It is a paramount of importance to join, just to be constantly, to try constantly to tune to the eternal, internal, beloved core of my being, constantly. That is the understanding of importance of it, according all my parcours, the experiences I have had up to now, what I have lived up to now, this lifetime, and etc. And I found it is important for me just to tune to the core, beloved core of my being, just constant to be with, and it's because of experience, what I see in the world, that how to say, the world is complete distraction and attraction. It attracts constantly, and we can get trapped constantly. Get trapped in different. How to say? For example, we can be alienated easily from the core of our being, easily, and without knowing, we can find ourselves where we have been running away constantly. Do you understand, Iwan, what I mean?
Yeah. And you're kind of interesting student in that you did not have a private session before you started. You just jumped right in, bless your heart. And I know that you felt a little lost in the beginning, but I think you said when you started going back through some of the older recorded sessions that helped you out. And I think just time helped you out as well, right?
Oh yeah. Being with you for several months, it helped me a lot, because I begin meditating. It helped me really. Up to now, just I couldn't be able to meditate. Now I am already. It gives me more consolation, and just hope, consolation, and just strength. I should say strength. Just it's helping me. it helped me a lot, and I reassurance that first it's reassurance that I can really in this world, in this free world, we can choose, we can have right to choose, just to everyone has a right to choose to be with their first creation, with their true self, totally in open world. It is no one have I think no one has a right to oppress or suppress and to just to dominate, and we have right to choose to join our true self. That is, it always, everything will go to the same place always, forever.
And I think if I remember right, in the beginning of the class, you weren't really quite sure you had that choice, right? You kept asking.
Oh yeah.
Now you know. Now you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
Oh, they're magnificent. That's most important for me. Knowing
that you have that choice and that connection, no matter what, because that's who you are. You're not gonna.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You can never be disconnected from who you are completely.
Yeah.
You can think that you are.
Yeah. Everything goes to the same place always. When late or etc. to the same place.
Yeah.
So just now, always just now moment. Now moment, just to dear true self, always and forever.
Awesome. Johan, did you want to share anything?
Yeah, sure. What would you like me to share?
Well, this is, well, your second go through, which, by the way, for people that, as I said earlier, everybody has access to the recordings. I'm spacing on the word I want to say with that. Forever, not forever, but however long I have this thing set up. And but if you want to participate in the next class after you've done a full class, paid for the full class first time, there's a stipend when pays, and they can continue participating. I'll probably change that at some point, but right now, people will have the opportunity to continue class, evolve, and grow. And also as they participate and grow, they become more active as well, because as they develop, they're seeing and hearing and knowing. Okay, with that, sorry. So yeah, just I don't know what comes to mind.
Well, I started waking up like 6 years ago. 6 years ago, and I started reading Voyagers and studying the freedom teachings, and then I stumbled into the plasma techniques, and yeah, it was a little bit overwhelming for me, and at the same time I came into a different life phase, a phase of life. I started switching jobs, my relationship ended, I did a different study. So yeah, to me, working with Katie and the whole meditation harmonization thing and meeting bi-weekly really helps to get a pattern of regularly integrating the work I was just talking about, the freedom teachings, Gelandic science, and to me personally, the stuff I do professionally as well. Like I put myself in the pot in the morning. I walk my papers now since the last few months. I have a paper job. I'm a paper boy. Anyway, I put myself in the pot and I use the techniques while walking. And since I do that, things really started to shift more. And like Katie said, it was my second go through. And yeah, I'm intending to go for the third because it's getting more intense each time I go through with it. That's what I'm noticing. Yeah.
Yes. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm starting to create my life more and more from my eternal authentic self, and I feel like I'm becoming a transmitter of my own passion, of my own purpose, of my own mission, instead of me playing the external programs which are installed from childhood, and you don't know what you're doing actually, and you don't feel yeah, voldaan in Dutch. You don't feel complete, or you don't feel you're doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, that's in short.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, each, like I said, I think I said it, maybe I didn't. I just feel like I discussed it with things. Each class is unique in and of itself. As the clan family and the group's clan family, as we join as a unit, as a alert will come to me. A template, a multi-genetic field, shield. Shield.
Shield, yeah.
The shield. That's it. Indigo shield. Yeah, as a shield of our own unique combination, we co-create together for our personal life as well as the grids around us. And I've been noticing more and more each time bringing in the awareness of bringing in our ancestors of place, of where we're at geographically, and just our blood ancestors, and as well as our star family, obviously, multidimensional family, all coming in and working together and healing and creating really new Earth, kind of healing net Earth, releasing the blocks. This planetary structure is very special in that it was created for this time. It was created because previously all it is knew that there was going to be a point. All the different rabbit holes we went into of experiencing being individuated, really developing the intellect, the I, which is awesome. And that is choice. And because as we develop the individuation in the I, we have choice. We can choose to embody who we are as the all it is or not. And when we don't, we can do all kinds of creations with that as well. And part of that is what I call, what ended up, in my opinion, occurred is something called second creation finite mechanics, because we alter the light body structure through our own will, our own intention. And Sabina, you probably want to put yourself on mute again. So far, it's okay, but
Mute.
yeah, mute. So yeah, so we've been able to really, through that finite mechanics of living by our wits, right? Our wits alone, survival. We really developed that as the all that is. We've it together as a whole. We've really been developing that I identity, and there's a certain expansion that's occurred with that. But at the same time, because we've expanded so far out, we need to bring it all back into our core, right? Our eternal core, because we're light body construct. Okay, we're programmed light body template structures on the physical realm here, and made up of codes, Elon codes, conscious aware energy of the I am, of the all that is. In fact, that's why we have I am. It's because of that identity of the individuated I back into the amness of the core. Okay, of the fleshing out. So yes, with that connection and understanding, just working through each of the SIPAs, and okay, I'm I'm getting to go ahead and at least name them. Oh, and here's just kind of a little picture of the pod space. I call myself with capital S. Exactly. Yes. I should have more sense and mark these pages. Heaven forbid I do that. Okay. So here's the section. It lists the self-empowerment principles of awareness, or SIPAs. So first thing we look at is letting go of bondage now. Originally it was attachment, but I realized it's really more of attachments are focused. Attachments are not bad. They're attachments to bonding relationships, not necessarily bad until they become bondage, until you're stuck and harnessed, right? Become harnessed elementi. Next one is be in the eternal now. So obviously you want to look at being it's now, present, eternally, now. In that core, because when we kind of veer off either to the past or we veer off to the future, we're out of our eternal core. And that's when we get into the second trace and finite mechanics, okay, of that altered by body structure. And obviously I'm going to get more in depth into it in the class. Feeling versus emoting. Oh, and also, that's what you're trying to get me to say. Also, there's a recording, SIPA recording of each of the different SIPAs that pertain to the different sessions. So you can also go through that where I talk about them. You get them that way, you get them reading it in the book, and then you go through the different class recordings and get a deeper level of that, and then you interact actively on the live class itself. So it really gets in there good. You really get an integration of the information. You're not going to be lost. Next one is feeling versus emoting. And so that's really kind of the difference between the feel body and the mental D2 elemental harnessed programmed think body, and feeling out the difference between the two. Okay. Because many of us just completely shut down our emotions because we got harnessed into that elemental split program think. Fear, anger, resentment, so forth. And when we can tune back into the feel body that feels good, feels sad, feels joy, feels harmony, feels it's okay to do this, it's not okay to do that. Feeling and moving and flowing with that. And it's also part of your creating capability when you get the difference between the two. Choosing mindful action now, again, once you get the difference between the feeling and emoting, you are able to be a little bit more mindful in choosing your action. Be in your internal, eternal core of your being now. So that's a very experiential, and that has a practice session with it. Actually, the feeling versus emoting has a practice with it too. The eternal now, I think, has a practice with it. Certain ones had a practice session with them. Certain ones I didn't really feel that they needed one. Honoring all levels of your being now is pretty awesome. We go through the density realms. Density 1, 2, 3, and up and out. It's pretty awesome. Every time is different, depending upon the shield experience. Breathing harmonically now. Again, breath is so key, so important, so powerful. In breath out breath, the phasing of the Partike of that perpetual renewing, creating a source. balance now, and balance is not something stagnant. It's very flowing. It's the now moment. Live in perpetual appreciation now. Obviously, when you appreciate and value everything, good, bad, and ugly, becomes a completely different perspective, and life flows a lot better. And you're able to create a lot more easily. Trust in life now. Obviously, that is really trusting yourself. We talk about that. Be your authentic self now. We're not really taught to do that. So to really learn who that is and what that's about, again, the pod space and the whole experience with that, and the teachers really integrate that. So it all comes up at the end. And then live joyfulness now. It's really, particularly when you get the other sifas, it's easier to realize that you can make that choice no matter what's going on, no matter what crazy stuff's happening. You can find the better feeling place, emotion, to bring you out of that darker space, so you finally get back into that feeling of joyfulness. You know, and choosing to speak in a more positive light about stuff instead of just really harping on the negative. It really takes you down a black hole. But if you can just, whatever way you can find something positive, that brings you up into that joy space a lot more quicker. As well as this book, we first go into what I call Ring Body, the Essence of the Law of One. And so I talk about all kinds of little things with that. I am, we are the multiplicity of self-identity, nature of consciousness and the universal mind, the law, service, you, me, we, us, it, as God's first eternal Ia, the ego, perception, and culture. One of my favorites, society versus being self-sovereign. That's a good one. With little questions with each of them. Obligation versus inspiration. Just a lot of different, we create our reality, just a lot of different things to sort of prep and get that foundation and build up the steeples with that. And pretty soon you just like, boom. Okay. All right. Michael, did you have any questions? I wish there had been more people that were able to join in. I had some that said they were going to try, but I saw the confusion or they just couldn't. Anyway, you have any questions for me? And I also have my phone handy if you want to put a question in the chat. I can take that. But if you want to, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
We don't hear you, Michael.
I don't hear you. I see that you're off mute, but I don't hear you. If you want, if it becomes, because I'm not hearing you, we're not hearing you. So I don't know what's going on with your technical difficulties. Not that I can judge you at all. I don't have any questions right now. Okay, cool. Well, you gotta have something for me. Something that you wondered about whenever you thought about maybe having a session or just getting more into this information. That's okay. It's the wonderful energies. I've got my phone here, so, and I've got it on the chat if you want to just anything. Because if you have it, somebody else is going to have it, and I can't think of it. I think I tried to cover things. I don't know, Sabina or Johan, if you have questions, not that you have questions, but you have questions that you think other people would have questions that would need answered. It looks like he's typing something, so maybe while he's typing.
Dear Kitty, you told that to register it will be on 11th of September.
8th of September. To registration, I think I said ended. What did I say? Gotta get out of But thank you. Yes, if I didn't make that clear, by all means. All right. And we're talking numbers, which is not my strong suit. So hold on. Because the 8th was, I know, a significant date, but I think that was to pay. I'm thinking the 1st was when registration ends, but before I make that commitment. Yeah, registration is now open until September 1st, 11:59 p.m. And then I think and you can between now and then do your deposit and then of $100 and or pay the whole thing. And to pay either the rest of it, the $1,100 or the $1,200 is by September 8th, unless you do the 3-payment plan of $370 for 3 times. And the first payment would be due September 8th. Okay. And if you want to do that 3-payment plan, you can email me at katie@harmonizingjourney.com.
Yeah, I email it.
Anything else? Let me check if I got a message from.
There are 2 private sessions, right? Or
2.
Yeah.
One in the beginning, one at the end.
Twice a month, that's as usual, is it not?
I'm sorry, wait, what?
As usual, twice a month. Twice a month.
Oh, he's asking about the private session.
Oh, yes.
There's 2 private sessions, and you still have one due, Sabina, probably in the next few weeks. We'll get you in for a session.
Can you tell something about it? The first and the last session, the private session?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, can you tell me what's it's about? What's about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I kind of said earlier. Oh, well, I guess I didn't say much about. Well, I said for the class about the private session is well, actually, if you're completely new, we do the introductory session, and then we also focus on, and then I give the soul realign. And Michael, I see all the stuff you typed up. I'll just go over that when I answer. Johan. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, and do the soul realignment of finding out what your blueprint is, template of how you receive vital life force energy, and your soul or your planet of origination or area of origination, and what you would like to go over, what you'd like to, as connecting in with your clan family of your inner being, what you guys would like to work on for the next 6 months. And also there's usually, if it's a first time introductory, there's usually a certain amount of clearing, the energetic clearing that goes on too when you first connect. But, and then the second session is going over what you've accomplished, what you gained, maybe areas you still want to focus on, what you want to do moving forward. And of course, there's still probably clearing stuff. Every time you connect in, there's always clearing energy. If you're talking just in general during a private session, that is, again, getting connected into what I call the pod space, which is your plasma spirit body. And that is where you get that groundedness. You know, we talk about it with the harmonizing meditation, but even a deeper level, you connect with your manifestation template, which again is your own unique template, into this structure, and it connects into the Aurora Earth a particular way, into that bypass system, because it directly links up into the core, eternal core of Source itself, the spirit world, as opposed to just the light body structure. But it brings in the spirit into this pod structure that's unique to you, particularly those at the general world pretty much do connect in with me. I'm going to say they're much shy of Hunter. I'm going to say that this is not the first time they've connected into a pod space. So it's kind of reconnecting into that part of yourself that you disconnected from, bringing it back online, activating your plasma body and that's physical to you, and running those, getting the lotuses into your chakras. When you're activating the plasmas, you're activating something called lotus buds. Each of your chakras, you have one, each of them, you have one in the front, back, side, top, and bottom. They have little lotus buds, and the little flowers that bud out, and they connect to each other, and that really generates plasma frequency energy, and you get kind of clearing and healing and aligning and awakening from that. And then we
Could you put your mic up? Is this your?
Then, and then we incorporate. There's a lot of mechanics going on with the private sessions, and we'll also with the, which I didn't talk about. I didn't talk about the Cloak of the Eternal ones, did I? The Great Protector frequencies of connecting deep into the core, eternal core source, something called a conservatory, as well as connecting to. I'm getting Sabina and maybe Johan. Can you mute? I'm getting some major background noise.
Oh, it's the rain. It's raining.
Okay. So yes, there's a lot that goes into this. It's hard to explain in a short period of time. But yeah, there's just like, again, we're reconnecting back into the spirit realm. Not just the light body structure of this time matrix, but deep into the core of spirit itself and the beings that are in that realm. And when I say the beings in that realm, you're connecting into your being self of those realms, right? Because we're connecting into our unique shields, all right, as a group. So we're bringing that into the experience, into evolving the new earth. So yeah, that's kind of the Cloak of the Eternal ones, is also like a water vapor energy that really kind of is like a cloak over the elemental cellular structure and shifts it into a higher, more lighter, awaken aware consciousness, and clears a lot of heavy stuff, and actually can kind of travel into some crazy negative spaces when you're embodying the cloak of the, what I call the Cloak of the Eternal one. From what I understand, when I kind of read over again some of Ayesha's material, I would say it's from that reference, the Great Protector frequencies. We work with the Rainbow Reservoir frequencies, and we call the Rainbow bubbles. I've been coming in lately. We work with those. Just all kinds of really fun stuff. But personally, just really making all those connections, it really clears out a lot of disharmonic stuff, and it helps you then. The more you clear stuff, the more you can then bring yourself in, more of yourself in, more awarenesses, more shifts, more expansion, and to do whatever personally is important to you, whatever it is that you maybe dreamed that you had that you just thought you couldn't accomplish. When you make the connection into this pod space, it's putting you more in a place of embodying that part of you, that sort of youthful, almost childlike, innocent, but awaken, aware spirit self. Come in and kind of get in the driver's seat. But again, it's all harmonizing. So the I is never lost. It's just expanded upon. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So Johan, or not Johan, Michael. I'm going to read what he has. I really dig the Voyagers book. It's the first real history book I've read. I have to agree with him on that. I'm relatively new to Keylonic info. I like your work because it dovetails with the Law of One and Freedom teachings material I've studied. Yes. I was on the call, but the sound was so muffled that I could not hear it. So loved. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a different person. Paul. Okay. Well, bummer, because that's interesting how her message is. Oh, she joined back. Okay, she just kind of connected in. She didn't join back in. Oh, okay. And then thank you, Johan. So is it better now? Welcome back. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Okay, good. You decided not to. Okay.
You are mentioning grid keepers.
Yes.
Could you tell me or us something about difference between grid keepers work and what's the other thing? Light workers and
just what normally doing grid work is.
Yeah.
They don't call it grid work, they just say grid work.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
me,
what's the difference between work and keep? Yeah, and
Yeah.
the light work.
the difference to me and what I've been getting is there's powerful grid workers, opposed to keepers, very powerful grid workers out there, but they also, in my opinion, are still kind of feeling like there's a separation between themselves and the grids. It's like they feel like they're I'm going to make a judgment here, but I obviously, I think I'm not naming any names, but anyway, I think to a certain extent,
Yeah,
I think there's a
structure. Excuse me.
What?
Is it not a structure about this? There is certain structure concerning spirit, soul, all together. The grid, joint planetary and the specific. That there is structure in grid, grid worker. Specific.
In many ways, we work on the same thing.
There's
not really a big difference. The difference is more of your mindset, your connection to who you are. It's really becoming more connected to who you are. It's really more expressing your authentic self, making that connection to your multidimensionality. Because a lot of grid workers know very little really about their multidimensionality and that connection and what the domains are.
Yeah.
And to me, if
but there is difference, yeah. But there is importance of the soul structure, spirit structure. That.
Okay. Michael is saying, so many light workers seem unable to distinguish between base 12 kelonic information and Death Star black hole. That's what I'm saying. They don't really understand the mechanics. Most of the time, they have the codes actually, and just the fact that they're holding the intention to connect and maybe even come at it from a loving perspective really kind of helps, but it's not the whole shebang. And I think maybe it's kind of part of why the planet kind of is still where kind of it's at, although not completely, because I think part of the reason where we're at is because there were so many grid workers, not keepers, grid workers who were at least holding that loving intention and kind of did what they could to kind of, clean up their energies, and held the intention of making that connection with source and Gaia and wanting to, make a positive shift, I think was enough to be able to have the bypass system put in and all the wonderful things that have been coming in. But the next step really is you got to understand who you are as a multidimensional being. You really do. And you got to not just know it intellectually, you've got to feel it. And yeah, you got to know what the organic teachings are versus the inorganic teachings and the difference. And because whatever you mind map, so if you're connecting into a lot of that Fibonacci spiral and all those the flowers of life, again, the flowers of life, I think it authentically had an organic core, but it's been altered. So, and it's been altered in an inorganic way, and it doesn't help. It blocks you into a finite Death Star experience. So, no, we don't want to continue doing that. And that is kind of the difference. A grid keeper knows. Grid keeper really knows who they are, as they all do. Knows their multidimensionality and works from that perspective, connecting into the holographic reality of the lone harmonic that they create as the I, connecting into the amness and creating their world. And all of us I's, amnesses together working, creating a beautiful, harmonious world. Okay, it looks like Michael has also added fallen Metatronic system. Oh, I guess he was continuing with his message. I'm getting his messages slow. Okay, so light workers use the whole base 10 Kabbalah. Yeah, exactly. Kabbalah worshipping Metatronic death spiral.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so he's saying what I just ended up saying. I just didn't see, he was just typing it, I guess, as I was talking. Exactly. And grid keepers are free of this illusion. Exactly. And it looks like Johan's typing something now.
The vampirism attracts them to each other, to the Metatronic.
Yeah.
Voila.
I kind of feel with the Kabbalah that are originally organically it came in when the call it frequency fence, but I don't think that's the right word. When Atlantis fell, there was a grid structure that was up to help us kind of hold in higher frequencies. When Atlantis went down, that fell, and we got really we went from being a base 12 to a base 10, and the Kabbalah was in a sense kind of helping us at least go less than that. And I think there was somewhat some good stuff, and I think it just kind of got compromised by used. So yeah, so bits and pieces of it, just like the Bible, there's lots of good pieces in that. There's all the ancient teachings still have a lot of their organic roots. You just have to really once you get the Kelonic science information back into it, you can then pick out those gems and really expand even more, because those are beautiful.
It is whole and completeness. Totally whole and completeness.
Let's see. Cloak of the Eternals, the rainbow white crystal light frequencies. And then makes sense, I agree. It retransfigures, recalibrates, and transmutes the inorganic frequencies on plasma level. So yeah, the Cloak of the Eternal One energies and the rainbow frequencies. Yeah, it's really, I've never known anything else like this. And this is what I'm talking about. The grid workers did do their part to be able to hold things and hold a space to where we made the choice that it wanted the organic, even though they didn't understand fully what it was. They felt in their heart and template what it was. So we were able to bring in these frequencies from the inner core of Source itself, the all that is, to basically transfigure, recalibrate, realign. That's why the harmonizing journey to realignment. Things from being finite back to their organic, perpetually renewing structure. They can release from you. They can go back to where they need to do. What's still part of you can reintegrate and realign in a healthy way within your being. Yeah, Kelonic science is the missing piece from most base 10 metaphysical information. Exactly.
It is true. Yes, dear one. I had one question.
Yes,
I prepared some weeks ago. I quite forgot. Excuse me for interrupting you. Perhaps you could continue after I will.
Is this a question that's going to get into technicals that we're not ready for this group?
No, it's quite different. For example, okay. I just wanted to speak about Pahana. As everyone spoke some 10 years ago, Pahana is there, Pahana is there, Pahana is coming. And I say, and no one is speaking about Pahana.
Could you spell that?
Pahana, P-A-H-A-N-A. And I say that Pahana is missing link.
P-A.
In the Hopi.
What that is, but okay.
In the Hopi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody has their own language. Everybody has their own language on expressing this. Different cultures have their different words. So definitely yes. Especially the Hopi, very powerful.
In Bulukatina, in Hopi tribe, they spoke about Pahana.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And I think it's links to missing link. Really, it's missing link that Kilontic. I just wanted to speak about.
Well, they. I mean, I really don't know about it. A lot of it of the Hopis and their wording and what they mean, because they still don't really have. They don't talk in terms of density planes and harmonic universe is kind of like Hellenic science, but I think there's probably definitely phrases and words and perspectives that definitely need to be entered into the mix. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cerveau droit, right, and the left brain should be. It's about the balance harmony. All the things.
Yeah.
And Fahana just don't.
Well, yeah. And the left and right. One side represents more magnetic female energy, and the other more electrical male. So it's really making that balance of the
to me it's
making the balance of hold on of the part of K, part of Chi, part of Cup.
Yeah.
The Manet, the Ire, and the Manu. The light sound one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The true Trinity, actually. That's really what the true Trinity is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. We are at 1:49. We probably should wrap up. This was awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything else before we go that anybody would like to share? I'm looking at my phone in case I get another message.
If people have more questions for you or want to contact you, how can they do that?
Actually, they can either, if they're on this thing, they can do that. I'm also going to upload this to YouTube, so they can ask questions on that link, or if they just kind of, they don't want other people to see the questions, Katie at harmonizingjourney.com. They can email me that way. Also, while I'm on Facebook, I have Harmonizing. I have a page, Harmonizing Journey to Realignment Seminars and Sessions. They can do that. Message me that way, or Katie Wha'Nitah on Facebook. I'm also on oh lordy, what am I on? Telegram. I'm Katie Wha'Nitah on Telegram, so you can connect with me there. So yeah.
And if people see this and are doubting to do the seminar, do you recommend doing a private session? Is that the same? Will that get some of the experience?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I'll just stress it again because it sounds like it's something that needs to be stressed. Is sometimes people get a little scared. It's kind of $1,200 can be scary, and 6 months maybe can be scary, and maybe interacting with other people is kind of scary. Even though this still is a very small, intimate group, but it still can be scary. If you just want to do private, yes. Like I said, you go through all the same mechanics. You go into the same places that we go to with the class. We just do it one-on-one. And again, you can do the introductory session and you get that going. Some people just do the introductory session and that's all they want. That's all they need. And that's great. They make that connection and they just take it and run. Because you always go, again, this is a personal journey. So the more you go into your pod space, the more you integrate it, the more awake and aware you become, the more integrated and expanded you become. You do it. But some people, it helps to periodically do more sessions. So I do have availability for ongoing sessions as well. And you just, again, when you get on my website, whatever link, LINK, that you connect into, you get into the website, you can then do the menu. I have free FAQ, the Can We Ask Question page. I have a whole thing separate for the private sessions, separate thing for the seminar. I have an about page. I have a testimonial page. I have a blog page of all my different blogs that I've been doing so far. So you get a lot of actually free material on my website, and as well as HJR Seminars LLC YouTube channel. I have a lot of stuff on that. And again, my Facebook page has a lot of material. The Telegram, I'm pretty new to. I don't have really anything in that. And Instagram, I'm on Instagram. Harmonizing Journey on Instagram. I'm still feeling my way with Instagram. Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
Anything else before we go? Let me see, did I get any more? Oh, that doesn't look like any more. Oh. Okay. This is from Michael. It was really great to connect. Have a good afternoon. Telegram is great. So, okay, good. Thank you so much. This was pretty cool. I was a little worried. I didn't know how in the beginning I was going to turn out. It seemed to go good. It's a shame though. Did the one person? I guess. Well, I don't know. I guess the sound is better now. Anyway, there is the recording, so people can go back through that. And again, either through the YouTube, you can comment there and ask questions or feedback or whatever, and then I can answer back. Or Katie at harmonizingjourney.com. It used to be Katie at alignmentspirit.com, but that's no more. All right. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, dear love. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Thank you, precious one. Thank you.
Hopefully I can end this conversation.
I don't know why, but each time someone says precious, I see that goblin of Lord of the Rings with the ring.
What?
Each time someone says precious, I see the goblin of the creature of Lord of the Rings with precious the ring.
My little precious.
You have watched that film.
Okay.
Gollum, yeah.
Gollum. Okay.
You love it. Yeah.
Okay, guys. That was good. Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. All right.